What's up, everybody? This is Tate and Justin from IGN. We're a couple of Far Cry fans in the office looking to talk about the Glimpse into Kyrat trailer.
Yes.
So, Justin, what can you tell us about what we know about Far Cry 4 so far?
So we know that you are returning from where are you returning from, Tate?
I know you're delivering your mom's ashes
Right.
to the Himalayas.
Right. And you run into the antagonist, sorry, Pagan Min, played by the very beautiful Troy Baker.
Yep. Who seems to know you already.
Yeah, he seems to have some backstory on you, some dirt, and some general bad stuff about you in general.
Yeah, so what we know is that you're bringing your mom's ashes back. Your parents were kind of revolutionaries in the area. They did some bad things to Pagan Min. So when he sees you, he seems kind of excited about it. So
yeah, there's Troy right here.
Yep. And if we actually go back to the beginning, we can kind of get a feel for it. Wingsuits seem to be.
Yeah, let's just start at the beginning.
Yeah. So
yeah, right off the bat, it looks like in Far Cry 3, you go through these cutscenes and then go from letterboxing right here. You see, it starts off letterboxed. Looks like you're coming out of a cutscene straight into a wingsuit area, and down here actually you can see is actually the area they showed in E3, and as well as the demo playable area that was available.
Yep, and then we get some cuts of, I believe, the gyrocopter. Is that what's next?
Yeah, it's coming up next.
Which is new. You've had kind of aerial things before. You have the wingsuit, you had the hang glider.
Yep.
This is the first time we've had like a motorized vehicle.
Yeah, it really emphasizes that this game is much different than the way you get around, in that it's much more vertically inclined in terms of traversal, which is kind of awesome.
And what we see here looks like a military base high in the mountains. So
yeah, I think we see a glimpse of this later in the trailer. We'll get to that eventually.
Yeah, but what it kind of tells us, verticality seems to be a big part of Far Cry 4.
Right.
A lot of elevation change, wingsuit, top to bottom.
Right. I think right here we see a temple, and I'm not sure if this is in Shangri-La, which we'll get to eventually, or if it's just one of the temples you could find like you found in Far Cry 3. You could go into them and there's collectibles and loot and all that stuff.
We'll skip forward here a little bit, and we
dust.
go to Kyrat.
Yes.
More gyrocopter, and then rhinos.
Sweet rhinos. Is that baby rhino?
That looks full grown to me.
Look at that horn. That's tiny.
All right. Maybe.
Maybe? Okay.
And then actually this rock here is a little interesting. There's like some hieroglyphics or kind of some writing or message there.
Yeah, in 3, there were those rocks that you could go up to and do different challenges on. So I'm curious if this is one of those, if those are included in the game as well. You have like kill 20 guys in a minute or something, or run over 10 guys in 30 seconds.
Yeah,
I'm very curious to see if that's the case here as well. Oh, here's the money shot right here. Let's go back.
Yeah, so what do we got going on here?
It looks like a hawk or eagle of some kind carrying away a goat, or you have more details about what this might be?
It could be a Himalayan blue goat or
all right.
a tar, which is unique to that area.
Nice.
And then actually if we look across the top, you see what looks like a potential zip line that goes over to that statue with blue ooze or water or something
My
blue
favorite
on
type
it.
of ooze. Yeah, so that could be another collectible area or loot in it, or who knows.
Tigers.
People getting beat up. Actually, if you go back here, this is actually the inside of the fort of the E3 demo.
Yep.
So there's a ton of dudes in here. There's a heavy in the top up there. And then there's one actually below him as well. I didn't even notice that guy. Dude's getting beat up.
Yep.
And here he is.
Yep. Troy again.
Mr. Pagan Min himself, Troy Baker. He's a beautiful man.
Yes, he is. So explosives, blowing up that Jeep. This looks like the Death from Below kind of perk.
Above.
Or Death from Above.
Yeah. This was pretty heavily used in Far Cry 3 as well. A lot of same mechanics coming back, which is good to see because Far Cry 3 was a fantastic game.
Yep. And then the next scene, my favorite. It looks like this elephant just tosses this guy with his trunk.
Yeah, you're just walking through on the elephant, smoking dudes with a sawn-off shotgun.
Yeah, looks pretty fun.
The usual,
More combat from the base, shotgun, explosives.
Now what creature is this? Is this a wolf? I think it's a wolverine.
Yeah, wolverine, badger, some sort of nasty rodent.
Yeah, it's not really something you want to mess with. I think it goes to saying that Far Cry 4 is going to have more diversity with animals. I mean, Far Cry 3 had a lot already, but it seems like 4 is really amping it up in terms of the amount and diversity of those animals.
Big wildlife diversity.
Yes.
And then we go up into the Himalayas.
Yep.
This is what we saw earlier.
Yes. Refer to this place as the Death Zone.
Yes. Could mean many things. It definitely means there's yaks.
It's got sweet yaks.
Oh, hold on. Let's bring it back.
Yep.
This leopard, snow leopard,
Yep.
looks awesome.
Yep.
It's endangered.
Is it?
Killing endangered species in Far Cry.
Oh,
very
man.
very common theme.
It's really
Hunting great
depressing.
whites in Far Cry 3, snow leopards.
That's right.
It's only 10,000 of these left in the world.
That's
so
it? Jeez.
every one you kill, it's
You're a
one step
genocidal
closer.
bastard.
One step closer to
Fantastic.
extinct.
Yeah, so another point here, as we found out playing the game at E3, the camera's back with all the marking abilities and the different ways to kind of scope out your action before you get in there is back, which is good to see.
Yep.
Great part of the game.
Knife throwing.
Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, looks
Oh, yeah.
awesome.
He's not dying today.
And if the enemies
Die another
and wildlife
Sweet
weren't
shovel
enough,
in the bottom left.
The avalanches are fast enough to outrace
And then we actually hear him talk about how the people aren't the only thing to fear in this zone. So we know there's avalanches. That's definitely something to look out for.
I'm curious if this will be a regular thing, though, or if it's just when you're flying the wingsuit. You have to avoid avalanches like you see here.
Yeah,
or
if it's
they're
scripted
regular.
or if there's avalanches from
Yeah.
time to time.
It'd be really cool if there's like a dynamic weather where you could avalanches could mess you up.
It does seem like
Or
weather
dust.
will play a big factor, though,
Yeah.
in terms of just visibility and navigation.
Right. Now we get to Shangri-La, the big supernatural type
so
of reveal.
Shangri-La actually comes from a book called Lost Horizon that was written in the 30s. It's kind of the first book to introduce the concept. It's a mythical location in a mystical valley. There's a lot of talk of lamaseries, which I believe are monasteries for llamas. But the real piece here is it's rumored to either slow aging or people who are there have immortality.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you kind of get the vibe that this doesn't look normal. It seems very mystical and like out of world, very similar to the drug-induced sequences
Sure,
from Far
yeah,
Cry
yeah.
3.
And there are many blood rivers and tigers.
Yep, so that tiger we see running there, he seems like your bro throughout the thing.
He does seem like
he
your
might
bro.
have a saddle on him, so
might.
maybe you can ride it.
Yeah.
And actually, if we go back just a little bit,
Yep.
I'm curious if these little shrines, that looks Portal-esque to me. Actually, it
look
reminds me of
Portal-esque.
Oblivion. So
Oh yeah.
I don't know
the-
if
the
that's how
Oblivion
you
gates.
kind of enter and exit this world, or if it's just has like a
It
spiritual
might be how
glow.
you because these are like floating islands, so it might be
Yeah.
how you go between islands
Yeah.
in Shangri-La.
Yep. So then we see this kind of sheet.
Yeah, and we're not really sure what this could be. It looks like it could be an in-game item that you pick up, or a puzzle you have to decipher. We don't really know much about what this could be. It could just be something they threw in the trailer just for kicks, but very interested to see what that might be.
Yep.
More tiger
and-
action.
Yeah, we got this temple here and more zip lining. So zip
yeah.
line applies.
Look at that tiger's crown.
Majestic
Oh,
beast.
God. I want it.
You want the
I
tiger?
want the tiger.
He fights for you, or we actually don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe
we don't really know.
how much you control him? Is he purely AI, or can you like command him and tell him?
He does have a saddle, so
Yeah,
or what looks like a gold saddle.
Yeah, I really hope you can ride him. But
That would be
if you can ride
fantastic.
elephants, you should be able to ride tigers.
Pretty much.
And you'll notice all these kind of spiritual dudes here.
Right.
If you kill them, they just kind of blue explosions
That
pop out of
dude
them.
shot fire out of his mouth. I'm just
Yes.
throwing that out there.
Yeah, fire breathing confirmed.
Yeah.
We noticed kind of the blue.
Blue dust.
It looks very similar to kind of the Far Cry logo with the tiger and the elephant jumping at each other.
Right. And here is something interesting that you noticed, Tate, while watching this earlier.
Yeah,
If
I
he
believe these guys
shoots-
can like summon spirit wolves and stuff.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then,
yeah.
So that looks like a body or something dead on the ground, and when you shoot it, it just explodes.
Right. So they have some type of area of effect kill when you shoot them with your arrow, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, one thing they mention in kind of the trailer is that the rules of reality don't apply in Shangri-La, but the consequences do.
Right. Exactly.
And one thing we kind of know about Shangri-La, they kind of alluded to it during Gamescom, was that your character can access it, but Pagan men can't. So
Yeah.
that might give us a little kind of insight into the plot. Like he seems like a guy who would crave immortality. He looks great. He's
he
a beautiful
looks
man.
fantastic. Have you seen his hair? It looks
it's
fantastic.
excellent. So it's reasonable to suspect. It's pretty common trope. A villain who's looking for immortality. We have Shangri-La,
Sure.
mystical place that possibly could grant it. Perhaps he's seeking it.
Perhaps he wants to stay dapper forever. He's got a
Obviously.
sweet jacket. He's got sweet hair.
Yes.
He's got some type of accent. And here's an elephant.
And then,
and
yep,
a
here's
tiger.
the dust effect that we saw from Shangri-La with the tiger and elephant. Far Cry 4.
Tate, I got one question.
What's up?
What are you made of?
Carbon, I believe.
I actually don't know if they have it in this specific one. It's usually under the logo. It's like, what are you made of?
That's all right.
Yeah.
But for anything else, if you're excited about Far Cry 4, we're excited about Far Cry 4.
Hell yes.
For all things Far Cry 4, keep it locked at IGN.